Hi, welcome to Fitness Friday. So, back to school is just around the corner. Some of the schools in the state of Florida are beginning to begin next week, and I imagine something similar around the rest of the country. I just had lunch with my daughter. I told her I was going to talk about back to school fitness today. And she said, "Oh, Mom, that's great because there's just so many things to think about when you're getting the kids going back to school." She goes, "I'm looking at my daughter's middle school schedule. It doesn't say when she's going to eat lunch." Having been a former principal and an assistant principal in a middle school for 22 years, I said, "Give me the schedule, let me take a look at it." I said, "Okay, probably, between here and here, this is when she's gonna have lunch." I said, "But she's gonna eat, right? She's gonna eat." But there's 1,000 kids to feed or more in a school these days. So, until everybody works out the kinks, it might run a little bit late. Throw in some extra snacks, but she's going to be fine. She's not going to starve. Same thing if you're putting your kid on a bus. The buses, until everybody gets comfortable and knows the system and where to get the bus, it takes a little while to work out the kinks and get everybody on the right bus. The biggest thing this time of year is about patience, patience, patience. And yes, all the kids get back home. So parents, remember, children pick up on your anxiety when you're super anxious. So kind of calm it down, because I'm going to tell you, you're more nervous than your kids are. The other thing, I've got a couple of things here I want to just touch on today, but I really think it's worth listening to. Your kids will have their schedules down, and this is really middle and high school. They'll have it down in a day or two. Okay, they'll be getting to class, they'll have extra time to talk in the middle of the hallway, and that 4 or 5 minute class change will seem like eternity because they'll have it down pat. You, however, when you go for open house, will have a very difficult time getting to class on time. So when they come home at the end of the first day in the first week, just be open to hear everything that they have to say, and be sure we're putting lots of positive spins on all of the different things that they're sharing with you. To parents, I'm going to talk to parents and teachers. Parents, you've had these fabulous children. They don't get in trouble. Or maybe they got a little bit of trouble. Good kids, basically good grades. They get to middle school and something happens. Let me tell you what happens in middle school. The brain development slows. After elementary school, it has a slowing period, and then it picks back up again when kids go to high school. So they're not good decision makers. They forget that for every action there's an opposite and equal reaction. So if you do something and it's not necessarily the right thing, there's a consequence. They don't get to that. That's why boys have high insurance until the age of 25, because that's when the brain development is complete. So that perfect little child of yours that never did anything wrong and never got anything below an A or a B might make some bad decisions. Here's what I'm going to say. It's not the end of the world. Use everything as a teaching moment, but also support your teachers and support your administrators. And don't be the parent that goes in and goes, "Oh, not my child," because sometimes they turn into little gremlins in school and little gremlins on school buses. Okay, that's a 30-year educator from the classroom and an administration talking to you. It doesn't mean they're bad kids. It means they made bad choices. Teachers, what I'm going to say to you is what I'm going to say that I said for 22 years to my teachers. Please treat the children like they are your children, or a niece or a nephew that you adore, or a neighbor child that you care so much for. There's lots of emotions, there's lots of family dynamics. Take it all into consideration and be kind and loving, just like you would want for someone that you truly love and care for. And I will also say this, and it may not sound kind, but oh well. If you don't like kids, get out of the profession. You don't belong around them. Think about that. So yeah, support, and parents, those of you that have kids going into middle and high school, sometimes there's a perception that after, elementary, you can kind of step back because now they're older and they can do everything on their own. Listen, they need you a whole lot more, and you need to be right on top of what they're doing. We were fortunate enough, my husband was in the fire service, and he was home probably 3 days a week when the girls got home from school, which I thought was fantastic, because pretty much somebody was always here and always with them. You've really got to be on top of what's going on, what they're doing, who they're talking to, and who they're hanging around with. If you've done your homework, things are gonna, 99%, things are gonna work out great. But you gotta be there more than you ever were really in elementary school. I know that's shocking. And then finally, I know you hear it all the time ad nauseum, but I can't say it enough. The social media is just, as an administrator, I can't tell you how much social media nonsense that happened outside of school trickled back into school, and I had to deal with things that had nothing to do with what was going on with school. What happens is the social media is there, and what we dealt with as kids and got to leave at school, at the end of the day, the stuff goes on 24/7. Monitor your kids' social media. Monitor who they're talking to, who they're texting, what they're doing on those phones, and save yourself and your children a lot of angst, and save your school and your administrators a lot of angst, so they can worry about the things that you want them to worry about, and that's educating your children and keeping your children safe. And finally, on that note, I know it's been a difficult week, and it's tough to be getting ready to send your kids back where you really feel like you have no control. Be sure you remind your kids that every time the safety drills are going on, yes, they are practice, but practice makes perfect. And although you never want to have to actually be in a situation where it's the real deal, you want to always be prepared. The people that are there to take care of your kids are fantastic people. They have many, many years altogether of experience, and they want your child to be successful. I hope everyone has a smooth and safe opening to the school year and lots of success. I'll see you soon. Bye.